we've noticed like numbers are increasing at games, and they've got little girls that are coming up to us and asking for a picture, and like we don't know what to do, but we just think, well, they watch us every week now, so it's like they're looking at us. They play for like the RTC Academy and things like that, and they're looking at us and thinking, I want to be there, and it's quite nice. It's a nice feeling.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.
Did you see Pat's interview where he said he'd been asked to go on ITV's Love Island? Did you see it?
No, but I'm going to have a look now.
Can you imagine Patrick Bamford on Love Island?
I've got to say, because I'm a granddad, I don't. What is the premise of the show Love Island?
Love Island is a lot of, stereotypically good-looking people congregating on an island where they match with people to find. They match with people to find love, to find love. But you know how like we know Pat, and I just feel like I can't really imagine his character on that kind of show, because you have to be quite sort of
vain out there.
Not necessarily. You have to really put yourself out there a lot, and I feel like that wouldn't necessarily be.
I mean, he's got many skills. He has all kinds of skills that he could talk about.
Hey, he could walk in there with a ukulele. Ding, 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 ding.
Imagine. Do you not find the violin attractive, Emma?
I'm saying nothing.
I heard he plays the harp.
Listening on together.
Let's talk about that result against Newcastle, because I think we would have liked more than a point. But how are we feeling, boys, a few days after reflecting on that? Still
disappointed. Disappointed. We absolutely battered them, and we should have put the game to bed early doors.
Yeah.
First half, I was surprised we didn't go in 3, 4, 5 goals up, to be honest with you. I was at St James's Park watching it firsthand and seeing how much of a mess they were defensively. Newcastle were defensively. As soon as we scored that first goal, every single one of their players' heads dropped, just dropped, and they didn't want to be there at all. 50,000 fans were in there, and it was an incredible atmosphere from both, obviously, our fans, which we know how great our fans are, and the Newcastle fans, who are super passionate as well. Just listening to them getting on top of Steve Bruce's head and on top of the players' backs as well was a moment where we should have absolutely capitalised on, and it just felt like it was a huge moment and a huge opportunity lost for us, and it still hurts. If I'm brutally honest, it still hurts.
Matt, go on.
I think that's absolutely right. It was there for the taking, and that first half especially, we looked like the Leeds team that we know and recognise and have been wanting to see for a few weeks now. And we had them against the ropes, and through again some of the things that have sort of dogged us in the past. We just weren't quite clinical enough to like as Beck says to put the game to bed, but we created more than enough to take 3 points and then some from that game. And I think that's why it still irks the pair of us even now, days later, because you look at that and it should have been 3 points. Second half, it was a game of two halves, as they say. The second half wasn't as strong. We were a bit sloppier in the second half. But I think there's a lot to be said. Our squad is very thin at the minute. We're struggling with injuries and all the rest of it. Players are trying to pull the shifts of multiple players, and that means that we're getting some tired legs. So I don't really mind the fact that the second half wasn't the complete article as the first half was. But yeah, I just think that we need to just be taking our chances much, much better. Just like we did last season. I thought we were clinical last year in some of the games that we played, and we just need to get that cutting edge in front of goal back, because we certainly created enough. And if we play like that first half going forward, but find some more of those final third balls and a bit. It's not even clinical. I keep saying that, but it's a bit more composure in front of goal.
Yeah.
Then I think we're going to be fine. But yeah, that's going to annoy me until we put 3 or 4 past another team.
All Leeds, aren't we? the official Leeds United podcast.
Let's talk about the start to the season for you girls. It's been a great start. You've both got to be pretty happy with that so far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, only one loss. So, I mean, there's obviously we'd like to win every single game, but it was good to get that last win against Liverpool.
How was it? How was it coming on specifically and getting that winner?
Obviously, it was amazing. They actually beat us in the last minute last season, so that was really heartbreaking. So then to do it to them this season just felt even sweeter.
Bit of revenge. I
loved it because they were my old team as well. So it was kind of first one since I've left them. It's to get a win. When Abbie came on and scored, it was unreal. The scenes was good when it Abs.
What was that like for you, Paige, going back?
Playing them more. I was nervous. I think now I've got it out the way. Next time we play them, I think I'll be a bit more myself. But kind of had a bit of a big point to prove for myself personally, and obviously winning proved it anyway. So it was good. But I'm excited to play them again now. I feel like I'm a bit more relaxed about the whole situation. So we'll see.
I suppose it depends on your time at that club and whether you enjoyed it yourself or whether it's successful. But do you enjoy playing against a team you've played before? In terms of do you want to win it more than if it was just another team, or do you feel guilty, or what's the feeling there?
I think with me personally, I wanted to play it so bad, but I'm not the greatest person dealing with pressure and nerves. I'm awful. I'm absolutely awful. But now I've got the first one out of the way. Hopefully it'll be a bit better next time. But I think sometimes they overcome me. But I still had that kind of fight in me to want to win it. So when we did, it was an unreal feeling. Probably even though it's a last minute winner, it's probably the best one we've had all season because they're a very good team, and we kind of know we obviously pushing for the league this year, and it would probably be between us and them. So we've kind of got our head ahead of them, if that makes sense. But no, it was good. It was good.
Listening on together.
I want to ask, because I find it so interesting about professional sports that I want to know if you guys are like us, basically. Regular people. Are you ever on the M62?
Has he called himself a regular person? That's what he just called himself.
All right, Neville.
Yeah, but you guys doing professional sports, that's different, isn't it? You're freaks. So I need to know when you're driving down the M62, do you ever just go, can't be bothered today? I'm not up for this today. Or are you just focused and professional?
I'll answer that. No.
All the time.
No, you do get it, don't you? You don't. You have we had 3 games in 1 week one time, and I think we all just got to training. We're we just don't want to be here, but we've got the same goal at the end of the day. We want to win the league, so you can't moan. But I think you travel quite far as well, don't you, to train and things. So sometimes it does take a toll on you because you're not getting in until late at night, and then you're getting up early for other responsibilities you've got in your everyday life. So it does take a toll on you, but you love football, so it's not too bad, I suppose.
So talk me through a regular week in terms of what you guys do, preparing for training and your regular days, whether you've got day jobs or university or whatnot.
Well, we train twice a week, so Tuesday, Thursday evenings, and it's not just a nice time of 7 till 9, it's 8 till 10. And then obviously, like we say, we're travelling sometimes over an hour to get there, me and Paige and some other people on the team as well. So you're not getting back till really late, and then some of my shifts start at 5:15 a.m. So I've got to get up super early. So yeah, to be fair, there's closer clubs that I could play for, but I want to play for Leeds United because it's my home team and it means something to me. So I don't mind doing all that stuff.
Abbie, I think it's remarkable that you do that. You're that dedicated that you juggle university education, your full-time jobs with playing for Leeds United. How do you find that? How do you manage that balance in life?
It's not too bad for myself because I've sort of got a part-time job and then do personal training on the side, so it's not like I'm working a ton of hours. I don't have a full-time job. But it's just, you just get used to it, and the fact, like I said, it's it's worth it because it's for Leeds, and obviously if we get promoted and we get into the higher leagues that we want to be in, like I think it'll just give us like even that more motivation to carry on and just keep pushing.
And your dedication has been recognised as well. You were named Women's Player of the Year last season. That must have been a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, it was nice to win that award, even though it was a bit of a strange season because we only managed to play like a few games, but it was nice to get recognised from what I was doing, and then hopefully, I can carry that on into this season.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
So there's a lot of similarities between what the men's team do and what the women's team do. Is there much similarity in terms of the intensity that you guys train in comparison to the first team? Like, are you learning the same things that the men's team are learning in terms of the position, in terms of the high intensity work rate, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, Dan always mentions talking about how you should press like this. Like, look at the men's team. He shows us clips of the men's team how they go win the ball back in packs and stuff. He's shown us the same one 5 times. So we definitely take I don't know, advice and stuff from how the men play, and obviously how Bielsa coaches as well.
Does he ever make you do murder ball?
We've covered. Oh, we've done that. Don't want to talk about that. It's horrendous. We did like a fitness test, and he said, right, murder ball for 15 minutes. We were like,
how was that?
No,
genuinely, how was that murder ball for you girls?
Do you know what? We're actually quite a fit squad from start of pre-season. Like echoing what Abbie just said. Like, we've kind of got the same philosophy as what the men do, where we're running all the time. Like, we're always doing sprints at the start. Before we get on the ball, we're doing sprints, or we're doing 6 laps as a squad. So we're quite a fit team, and I think that's the way we have to be to win this league, because it's still quite a very high intensity, and a lot of the girls are young, fit, or they've come from bigger teams to come down in leagues to play women's football, like dev squads and things. So I think we do echo the philosophy a lot.
Listening on together.
Let's talk about the women's game, girls, because on its own, as a stand-alone game, it has made massive strides. We've seen it broadcast thanks to the BBC, Sky Sports. It's getting a lot more notoriety, and deservedly so. Where would you like to see the game go?
Paige, your little advocate, you go ahead.
Oh, I watch a lot of women's football, to be fair. I love it, absolutely love it. I do, with the WSL, I don't know if it's being shown now, but it is quite disappointing that the Championship still only shows one game, and it's on an FA player, and I just think it's gone a long way, but it's still got a long way to go. I feel like if it's broadcasted more, it'll only bring more people in, but I suppose it's just a process, isn't it? And it's like you said, it is being shown on a lot of screens now, especially all the WSL games and things. So that's a positive.
Abbie, are you of a similar opinion? Do you think there is always room for more improvement, more exposure for the women's game?
Yeah, definitely. There's always areas that can be improved on, but at the same time, we've got to appreciate how far it's come, and then just keep progressing on that. Because before, there was not many people showing up to games. There was only a few people on the big teams on professional contracts, stuff like that. It's obviously improved loads, and it's a much better setup. And like you said, there's the 2 professional leagues now, and if you're a footballer, that's obviously what you want to get to. You want to get into those 2 leagues. But then if you go below that, where the 3rd and the 4th division, I think that still is just sort of overlooked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're quite lucky though, aren't we? Though, because like we said before, we've got live streams on every home game, and we've already seen how much exposure it's done for us as players.
Yeah, in our league,
the fan base is
in our league. We've probably got the best backing out of any team, and that's why if we got promoted to the league above, we'd have no problem, because we'd be right up there with those teams that have already got that backing as well.
That's brilliant.
I feel like we've even got a big backing compared to some teams in the league above, but that's just down to the fact that it's a one club basis. I think it depends on if you've got your club backing you can't go wrong. But a lot of teams don't have that, so that's where we're quite fortunate, but the fan base on home games, because of live streams and because of Twitter and media coverage from like the men's side, like the one club, we've noticed like numbers are increasing at games, and they've got little girls that are coming up to us and asking for a picture, and like we don't know what to do, but we just think, well, they watch us every week now, so it's like they're looking at us. They play for like the RTC Academy and things like that, and they're looking at us and thinking, I want to be there, and it's quite nice. It's a nice feeling.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.